My name's Tim Rattray. I'm the chef and co-owner at the Granary and Brew, and right now we're sitting in a house that was built over 100 years ago by the chief barrel maker, or the chief cooper at the Pearl Brewery. And it's been awesome to recreate an environment of family, food, and beverage in a really unique spot in San Antonio. So at the Granary we have a dual concept restaurant, and basically when we were conceiving the idea and working on the idea, we knew we wanted to put beer and barbecue together because it's like a Texas religion, and we wanted to do it in a really respectful way. But we also felt there were some boundaries that we could push and do something progressive with the barbecue. And so at lunch, that's where we find like traditional cuts of meat that you would find at a Texas market barbecue joint. And then in the evening, I don't come from a barbecue background. It's just something that's always fascinated me. And so most of my training's classical French with some experience with some more modern technique. And so taking the idea of smoke and live fire and where we can push that boundary to, or what ingredients we can apply those principles to that maybe aren't traditional, that's where we really kind of steer in the evening to make delicious food that's influenced and say, why can't this be barbecue? And so recently we were named as in the top 100 places to eat barbecue in America by Johnny Fugit. One of the plates he had was our beef claude, and that's it's a shoulder cut from the cow that's smoked, and then we kind of take traditional elements that you would find in barbecue, traditional flavors, and we just spin them and present them in a different way or in a different texture. It's a different cut to smoke than a brisket, which just mainly consists of 2 muscles. The claude that we get has about 5 different muscles in it, and so they all cook at slightly different rates, and so it took us a while to dial in the best way to do that, and it does really well on the smoker. The garnishes that we put on that plate, everything's composed in there for a reason, so instead of putting a barbecue sauce, we make a caramel with fresh tomato juice, and then we take quinoa, we cook it in coffee, and then we dehydrate it, and then we flash fry it so it's really crispy. We pickled celery, and then there's a really fluffy cornbread that we aerate instead of it being really dense. So those are some things flavors that you traditionally find in barbecue, but we wanted to put a spin on them, either with a texture or presented in a different way. Again, my name is Tim Rattray, and we look forward to seeing you here at the Granary and Brew. Again, remember, we've got a really delicious traditional style lunch, and if you want to be a little more adventurous, come check us out at dinner. We've got some cool plates that are exploring the progressive style of barbecue.